Tonight, on a very special episode of RaviniaTV, a tribute to Janis Joplin on the 50th anniversary of her iconic Ravinia Festival concert, August 5th, 1970.
I remember going out and doing our sound check, and I was coming off the stage, and Janis comes walking up to me with a bottle of Southern Comfort and a couple of Dixie cups. And she goes, "Hey, man, you want a drink?" And I said, "Absolutely." But it was just fun standing there talking to her. And I remember as that was happening, I was thinking, you know, this person I'm talking to is nothing like her promo. Yeah. she's just a great gal, man. She maintained her attitude of being a lady, believe it or not. She wasn't vile in her language, even though we all were back then to a degree. She was pleasant. She smiled a lot. And I think she just struck me as, you know, she was older than me by probably 5 or 6 years. And I think she knew she was a star. I know that she knew she was good at what she did. And we went out to do our set, and she was wearing, let's see, I think some 501 Levi's, Birkenstocks, and a gray sweatshirt, you know, and her hair was up in a bun. She sat right in front of me, about 10 feet in front of me on the stage with her back to the audience. Nobody really knew it was her. And she had so much fun and sang along and gave me the thumbs up. And after we finished, you know, we walked off the stage and she got up and walked along with us. And we were going to do an encore. And so she said, "Well, hey, I got to go put on my Janis clothes. I got to go look like Janis now." And so we went out and we did our 2 or 3 song encore, came off stage. She came out of her dressing room with Janis, you know, the boa, the sunglasses, the sequined outfit, the wonderful flat shoes. And she was ready to rock and roll, man. And I said, "So we have to go." And she walked up to me, she folded her hands and put them on my chest, and she said, "You're not going to hear me sing." And I said, "Janis, the whole world has heard you sing, including me." And she said, "But I wanted you to hear me sing live." And I said, "Well, next time." 2 months later, she was gone. It was the biggest oh no I've ever felt. Like, oh no, you know. And of course, nobody's really sure exactly what happened. Her very good friend, and I don't remember her friend's name, she says that it probably was not an overdose, but that Janis had a new rug and had been, you know, drinking a little bit and slipped on the rug and hit her nose on the coffee table. When I heard that, it just made me sad. And, you know, I've shed a couple of tears over it. I think we all have. So we had the pleasure of meeting a lot of wonderful people. And, you know, when I think about it, sometimes maybe it was just the way we acted, because we were just hometown boys from Indianapolis, Indiana. And we were friendly with people and respectful, you know, because that superstardom comes with a lot of armor attached to it and a lot of chains attached to it. And it was just fun to just sit there with Janis and be this girl and this guy sharing a bottle of Southern Comfort and talking.
Chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, I looked over Jordan, Lord, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. I saw a band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, chariot coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Well, I'm sometimes up and sometimes down. Sometimes I feel alone, but I know my soul is heavenly bound. Yeah, Jesus gonna carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, just make yourself at home and tell all my friends I'm coming to. Hallelujah, gonna carry me on. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Swing carry me home. Come on now. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Coming for to carry me home, yeah. Coming for to carry me home. Swing low and sweet chariot coming for to carry me home. Oh, coming for to carry me home. Oh, they're coming for to carry me home.
Hi everybody, I'm Lin Brehmer from 93XRT, and just between you and me, I'd rather be at Ravinia. Poets, painters, and rockers, they die too young. Think of John Keats, the man who wrote, "Beauty is truth, truth beauty, that is all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know," dead by 25. In the world of rock and roll music, historians talk about the 27 Club, the legendary performers who lit up the rock and roll firmament and then were gone by the time they were 27. Where did it all start? Maybe with the greatest blues influence in rock and roll, Robert Johnson. How did he play guitar so well? Everyone knows he went down to the crossroads and offered more than money. He offered his soul to the devil. Here's my top 5 of the 27 Club. Number 5, the first thing you noticed was the mountain of hair, a beehive on a slender frame. Amy Winehouse became a legend with one unforgettable album, Back to Black. And what an album it was, winning Grammy Awards for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, and Best Pop Vocal Album, not to mention winning the Grammy for Best New Artist. Of all the artists of the 27 Club, Amy Winehouse burned out brightest and fastest.
You go back to her, I go back to us.
Number 4, a man with the soul of a poet who found inspiration in the verse of romantic poet William Blake and filtered those visions through the prism of 1960s Los Angeles. A little over 3 years, and the music was over for Jim Morrison and the Doors.
What the music is your special friend. Hey, on fire, it is intense. Music is your only friend.
Number 3, a power trio to end all power trios. Nirvana came out of Seattle, Washington to define a hard-edged rock and roll movement that had a little interest in fashion and a keen interest in sonic domination, grunge, the Seattle sound. Nirvana was at the center of all that. And Kurt Cobain's opening chords, "It Smells Like Teen Spirit," is a rock and roll invitation to immortality. Number 2, she was an outsider, an outcast from Port Arthur, Texas, who fronted Big Brother in the Holding Company before striking out as a solo artist. And 50 years ago, she played Ravinia. Her voice was as raw as it was powerful. And when she sang the blues at Monterey Pop in 1967, we knew that voice would stay with us forever. Number 2, Janis Joplin. And number 1, rock and roll's guitar Zeus, the god of gods, taking the urgency of Chicago electric blues guitar and creating sounds for a new generation. A gentleman in conversation, he was a wild thing on stage. Number 1, Jimi Hendrix.
If you think about the times, no one had seen a white woman sing like that, and that's what it was so shocking to people. Her tragic death at such a young age, you know, it kind of freezes her in that moment in time where she's never aged, she's never, you know, she died when she was burning her most brightly, and I think it's a sad, tragic story. So I was singing with Big Brother and the Holding Company, Janis's band, on the road. We were on tour with Jefferson Starship and It's a Beautiful Day, Quicksilver Messenger Service. It was a 40th anniversary of the Summer of Love. Big Brother was playing before Jefferson Starship. And, you know, I got traded.
For the record, tell us the title of that show. You were in that show for a very long time.
It was called Love Janis, and it ran in Chicago in 1999 at the Royal George Theater. And from there we went to New York City, and we were off Broadway for a couple of years. When I left the show, it went a few other places. I ended up doing it in San Francisco because I really wanted to do it there where she was from. And that's what led me to singing with Big Brother and getting the Jefferson Starship gig. And you know, a lot of those old hippies are still there, and they all came to the show. And I got to hear so many stories from people that knew her, and she was definitely beloved.
What was the most surprising thing? Like, of all the stories you heard, you're like, I would never have expected that of Janis.
I guess the most surprising thing was even like thinking about her having a mother, because the whole show was based around these letters she'd written to her mother. You know, starting with "Don't be mad, I ran away to San Francisco to join a rock band," to actually her process of becoming a rock star and how much she wanted her parents to understand, you know, and thinking of Janis Joplin carrying what her parents think is, you know, a really interesting concept. I worked very, very hard to try to sound more like her because I was portraying her in a theatrical production. So I really, really went through great lengths to change my voice to try to sound more like Janis, because she's, you know, basically one of a kind. When you're a girl, you're, especially back in the 60s and even the 70s, you're supposed to, you know, fold your hands and cross your legs and sit there politely and be a lady and all these things. And, you know, rock and roll is a kind of a masculine thing. It's just, I think people associate masculinity with strength, but I mean, as we know, women are some of the most powerful, fierce people on this planet. So it's silly, and you know, it's just the patriarchy trying to keep us down, man.
You say that it's over, baby. You say that it's over. to, you just tell me that maybe you can. Oh, please don't you do it to me, baby. Please don't you do it to me, baby. Even take this love I offer, honey, let me be. I ain't quite ready for walking now. I ain't quite ready to walk in. What are you gonna do with love? Lord, child, to stagger lean. Oh, make up your mind. Hey, you're playing with me. Yeah. Make up your mind. Hey, you're playing with me. Yeah. Now you gon' be my loving man. Loving everything. You say that it's over, baby. You say that it's over now, but still you hang around. So come on, won't you move over? You know that I need a man. I told you so. You know that I need a man. If you can't do, you just tell me that maybe you can. Oh, please don't you do it to me, baby. Please don't you do it to me, baby. Even take this love I offer. Honey, let me be. Honey, won't you get to me? Honey, you teasing me. Yeah, you're playing with my heart, dear. I'm leaving your toy with my affections, honey. I can't take it no more, baby. And furthermore, I don't intend to. Why you put your hand in your love like a string, baby? You got me feeling like a goddamn you. Wow. Wow. This is so great to be here on RaviniaTV. Who knew? We are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Janis Joplin playing here at Ravinia. Pat Brennan, our esteemed piano player, was at that concert.
And I hardly remember a thing about it.
That means you were probably there.
I'm having fun.
All right, so we're gonna get into some full tilt boogie. Let's try this one. Welcome back home. You know, she told you. Yeah, she told you that she loved you much, much more than I did. But then the most that she left you, and you swear that you just don't know why. But you need me, I always, always be around. If you ever want me, come on and cry, cry, baby. Cry, baby. Cry, baby. Welcome back home. Don't want you to know down about now, ain't no one ever gonna love you the way I tried to do. Ain't no one gonna take away your pain and your heartache too. So if you need me, I'll always be around. If you ever want me, come on and cry, baby. Cry, baby. Cry, baby. Like you always seem to do. And I know it might be true, darling. The grass always looks greener when you're over there looking in somebody else's backyard. Yeah, and you want to go out on the road, man? Say, I want to find myself. I want to find my life. I want to go out. I said, good, good, good Lord. Yeah. But don't you realize you got some good love waiting for you at home, man? You don't find yourself out there in Africa or Omaha or Lima, one of them fancy places in cats are getting off to. I said, good, good Lord. It's a good, good, good Lord. Where you finally gonna realize you only need one thing in this world. You only gotta do one thing in this world. You gotta find a love, somebody to love, somebody to love. And when you do that, that's gonna be the end of the road, man. All right, so you can put your head on my shoulder, baby. 'Cause I know you got some more tears to shed. So come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, and cry, cry, baby. Cry, baby. Cry, baby. Yeah, now didn't I give you nearly everything that a woman possibly can? Oh, you know I did. And each time I tell myself that I think I've had enough. Well, I'm gonna show you, baby, that a woman can be tough. I want you to come on, come on, come on, come on, take it. Take
stay safe out there. Thanks for watching and listening, and come see us out there in the world someday. Busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before the rain pulled us all away into New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapped in time. I was holding Bobby's hand in mine. We sang every song that driver knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, don't let nothing of it ain't free. Hey, feeling was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. From the Kentucky coal mines to the California sun, hey, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather, everything I would done, Bobby, baby, you kept me from this cold world. One day near Selena's Star, let him slip away. He's looking for that home. Body next to mine. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing, and it's all about me, me. Hey, I feel God was easy, Lord, and Bobby sang the blues. You know, feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. La la la, la la, la la la, la la, la la la, Bobby McGee. La 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, Bobby McGee. La la la.